There you have it, the president at the Indaba. We'll see as soon as the president starts that conversation, we'll cross there live. Now, as you know, he's at the Tourism Indaba in Durban. It's a big one. Everybody's looking forward to the Tourism Indaba in Durban. And let's see if we can establish that link now. Let's go back there live.
We now have the pleasure in inviting to this podium the program director, Mr. John, the chief executive officer of SA Tourism.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the official opening of Indaba 2017. And also to Durban, our host city. Please welcome the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Mr. Thembinkosi Willis Mkhunu, onto the stage.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa, President J.G. Zuma, Minister of Tourism, Ms. Pasa, Deputy Minister of Tourism, Ms. Tabete, MEC, Sikhezi Galala, who is MEC for Economic Development, Tourism and Environmental Affairs, our Mayor of eThekwini Municipality, Councillor Zandile Gumede, and South African Tourism CEO, Mr. S. John, all members of the media, guests, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to extend a warm welcome to all officials and delegates from different parts of our country and the globe. On behalf of the KwaZulu-Natal provincial government, we would like to express our appreciation to the President of the Republic of South Africa, His Excellency, Mr. J.G. Zuma, and the entire cabinet for a decision they have always taken to support us in hosting this very important tourism Indaba over all the past years. Equally, we express our appreciation to the South African tourism team led by the CEO and all other stakeholders involved in the coordination of this event. I'm sure that all of you will appreciate the fact that the art of marketing is rapidly becoming complex with the advent of information technology, allowing broader reach of potential tourists across the world through internet, emails, and satellite broadcast. While acknowledging the significance of the information highway in the growth of tourism, some conventional marketing instruments, such as exhibitions, are still relevant today more than ever before. The concept of expo, exhibitions, and trade fairs will continue to be an integral part of the provincial government marketing strategy. These are most interactive platforms of communicating to the target audience and to consumers of our tourism products. Importantly, this personal and human interaction helps reduce the levels of doubt about each other's tourism packages, confirming the old adage of, quote, seeing is believing, close quote. As a provincial government, we will continue to work with the national government and industry stakeholders in order to grow the tourism industry. In KwaZulu-Natal, for instance, our contribution to the GDP is standing around 30 billion rand, about 10% of the provincial economy. The province currently attracts about 1.3 million foreign visitors and 13.9 million domestic tourism trips on an annual basis. Thousands of local and international visitors flock to the city of Durban each year, as it is known for its warm climate and exciting beaches. Along the KwaZulu-Natal coast, visitors find breathtaking beaches and secluded bays to enjoy the summer sun or escape the noise of the city. Host to some of the bigger surfing champions, KwaZulu-Natal is a hub for water sports and a variety of thrilling activities such as Amashova, the cycle race, but also the Comrades Marathon as well as the Nelson Mandela Marathon. We wish to pause here and invite you to take part in the Nelson Mandela Marathon, which is scheduled to take place on the 27th of August this year. Entries for this year's race are open and will close at midnight on the 31st of July. We're expecting 15,000 to take part in the national main prize. The main prize for the main race, which is 42 kilometers, will be 100,000 rands. 20,000 rand for the 21-kilometer race and 10,000 rand for the 10-kilometer race. Therefore, that is as much as is available for grabs. The Mandela Marathon is not only about running, but it is aimed at mobilizing society to preserve the legacy of Tata Mandela. We invite you to be part of that preservation. After attaining democracy, President Mandela used sports to unite our people. Tata Madiba healed our wounds and established the Rainbow Nation very firmly. He set us on the path of nation building and prosperity and made us a respected member of the world community of nations, taught us that all South Africans have equal claim to this country and that there can be no lasting peace unless all of us, black and white, learn to live together in harmony and in peace. As government, we invite the people of this country and the world to support the Mandela Marathon. The race will start at the Manai Hall in Indaba and finish at the Mandela Capture Site, where he spent his last days of freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are cognizant of the immeasurable global marketing opportunities offered by hosting the tourism industry, and as such, we are ready to host a memorable gathering. We have also undertaken various activities to ensure that your stay in this province becomes a pleasant one. The kingdom of the Zulu is not to be seen, you have to feel it. It boasts 2 World Heritage Sites, game parks, and vast land with breathtaking landscape, beautiful weather, and the abundance of fauna and flora is what attracts domestic and international tourists. The trip to the northern parts of the province will give delegates the unique opportunity to climb the valleys and hills overlooking many rivers that run ceaselessly day and night. Utugela and Mfolozi rivers have nurtured the nation and continue to be a source of inspiration for our rainbow nation. By and large, We have undertaken various projects to ensure that we position this province as a tourism and economic designation of choice, always ready to host sports lovers, business tourists, and all other categories of visitors. On behalf of the KwaZulu-Natal government, whose many MECs are present here today, as well as managers, we do encourage all our friends, all of you colleagues, all of you business partners, come and explore KwaZulu-Natal in the future, and you are welcome to this province. Thank you.
Thank you, Premier, for the warm welcome. It is much appreciated, sir. It now gives me great pleasure to welcome on stage our esteemed, very esteemed Minister of Tourism, Ms. Thokozile Xasa, to address us and introduce the President.
Thank you very much, Sister, CEO of South African Tourism, and the board, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of South Africa, President J.G. Zuma, First Lady, Madam Thobeka Madiba Zuma, Premier Madiba, Premier Mkhulu, ministers that are here coming from South Africa and all over Africa, deputy ministers led by my deputy minister, Tabete, and all deputy ministers that are here, MECs led by MEC Sihle Zikalala, who is a co-host with the National Department of Tourism and the City of eThekwini, Executive Mayor, who is here with us. All our guests that are here today. I am not going to address you. You have the best and the highest address that you're going to get from our president. We are very fortunate in South Africa because President Jacob Zuma is taking lead in the whole continent to ensure that we can turn around our economies through tourism. South Africa is the envy of the entire world. We are often asked to share best experiences of the successes that we have as tourism because it is government-led, driven by the industry with community participation. Mr. President, as we are about to open this Indaba today, which is a Pan-African platform for showcasing what Africa offers, it is so significant that you take precious time to really demonstrate to the people who make it happen that today we are able to say tourism is contributing about 9% into the GDP, and as we stand, we continue to have to sustain about 700,000 jobs, direct jobs in the industry. This is the audience, Mr. President. Some are coming to sell our country, some are coming to buy our products, some are our partners to ensure that we have strategies that really would give the oomph into the tourism sector and across the other sectors, and we can turn around the economy of South Africa. Mr. President, they are listening to you. May I therefore invite the Honorable President, His Excellency Jacob Gedeshekisa Nyamalala Zuma, to speak to us.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Director of the Program. Minister Tokopasa and other South African and visiting ministers present here, as well as many who are here because they are part of tourism family. Deputy ministers who are here, the former ministers, deputy ministers, the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Baba Matungwa, and provincial MECs present here, and other MECs from other provinces who are here. The Executive Mayor of eThekwini Municipality, Mnguni, and other mayors who are with us here. Members of Parliament and members of the provincial legislatures, Indaba exhibitors, local and international buyers, tourism industry leaders present. Good morning to you all. On behalf of the people of South Africa and our country's tourism sector, it is a great pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to South Africa's Travel Indaba 2017. It is a wonderful way to celebrate Africa Month by hosting you as we showcase the beauty of our country and of our African continent. We welcome you with open arms to the vibrant city of Durban, to the spectacular scenery and warm beaches of KwaZulu-Natal, and to the cultural melting pot of South Africa. Earlier this month, we hosted the heads of state and government and global captains of industry and commerce in this same vein for the World Economic Forum on Africa, which was another wonderful marketing opportunity for the African continent. This week, we bring Africa and the world together in this homegrown trade show where Africa markets herself to the world. We are truly pleased to have our 21st sister African countries exhibiting at this year's travel in Durban. Let me extend a special welcome, especially to those of you who are attending the Indaba for the first time. You will find that we are a wonderful and a robust nation of diverse cultures and traditions. We are called a world in one country with good reason. To those who have visited our country before, you will know that you can expect a warm and friendly welcome from the South African people. Those who have come to South Africa before will always want to come to South Africa because of its warmth and user-friendly welcoming. Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you at a time when tourism is riding the crest of the wave. In South Africa, on the African continent, and throughout the world, tourism continues to reform and perform strongly, and the forecast for the future is also positive. South Africa experienced a 13% increase in international visitors to Africa. We are happy with this growth because tourism has a substantial potential of changing people's lives for the better, especially during these depressed economic times globally. In addition to job creation, tourism is for entrepreneurship. Given the low barriers to entry, it makes it possible for new entrants, particularly women and youth, to get into business. The global trends are also encouraging. According to the United Nations World Tourism Organization, tourism around the world recorded its 17th straight year of sustained growth since the global financial crisis. More than 1 billion people now travel around the world every year, and world international tourist arrivals grew by 4% on average. Africa enjoyed an 8% increase in international tourist arrivals to reach 58 million arrivals. This means that Africa is growing at twice the rate of the global average. It is indeed most encouraging that more and more world travelers are discovering our continent. It means they see its value as an exceptional destination for holidays and business events. However, these arrivals to the continent represent only 5% of the 1 billion global tourists. This indicates the immense potential for further growth in the continent's tourism sector. Working together as Africans with our global partners, we can open our beautiful continent to further growth in tourism. We are determined to move Africa forward in this business of tourism. Importantly, distinguished partners and participants, in this era of the fourth industrial revolution, which may threaten traditional jobs, tourism's labor absorption and absorption capacity remains a greater weapon against unemployment. It therefore serves us well to look at tourism as a diversification opportunity for the continent's economy because traditional sectors are experiencing challenges. While we pursue the increase in global Africa inbound travel market share, we also encourage and promote travel within Africa. Africans must explore their continent as well. I'm encouraged to hear that a young South African woman will be embarking on her second journey across the continent. She is here with us today. We wish Ms. Kachi Zama a memorable journey across our beloved continent. Ladies and gentlemen, in South Africa we believe that tourism is everybody's business. Growing the industry is also everybody's business. This approach, we are paying, we do tourism. It challenges every South African to play his or her part and contribute to tourism. We do tourism. That is our key message to our people. Indeed, tourism activities extend into every corner of our country, into cities and rural areas, into townships, into our mountains, our forests, and our coastline. With this campaign, people will appreciate the immense value of tourism in their lives. The total contribution of tourism to our economy in 2015 was about 375 billion rand. Tourism now supports over 1.5 million jobs in total. And we want tourism to support over 2.2 million jobs by 2026. We are working hard to achieve further growth. Our aim is to make South Africa one of the top 20 tourism destinations in the world. In this regard, South Africa will be aggressively promoting our new 5-in-5 tourism growth strategy. Simply put, we want to attract 5 million more international arrivals and domestic tourists within the next 5 years. To achieve these goals, we are strengthening existing markets while also developing and investing into new international source markets such as the Middle East and Asia. Transformation will be another source of growth. Black entrepreneurs will be targeted to be in growing these new markets in Asia. Programs by SA Tourism, including international trade shows and expos, as part of our country's Radical Economic Transformation Program. The Radical Economic Transformation Program seeks to correct the painful history of our country, where the black majority was excluded from meaningful participation, ownership, and control of the economy. For the tourism industry, we are looking to achieve at least a 30% black ownership of the tourism industry currently. We have already begun to invest in transformation. At this year's Indaba, we have 90 black-owned tourism businesses from all 9 provinces in South Africa, offering African tourism products, services, and experiences. We will be developing local tourism offerings further in areas such as township tourism, rural tourism, agri-tourism, and homestays, which will offer tourists a diverse South African experience. South Africa is also looking to increase the contribution of marine and coastal tourism as part of growing our oceans economy through Operation Pakisa, also opening up opportunities for new entrants. This a long-term project for South African tourism. We are starting a journey towards building more sustainable and profitable businesses and opportunities, and of expanding the new entrants into medium and large size enterprises. We thank the tourism industry for being part of this journey of changing South Africa for the better, correcting the legacy of apartheid past. Distinguished participants, we are ready to work in partnership with our sister countries on the continent and with our partners in the tourism industry to make Africa a destination of choice for the world. We will grow African tourism together and promote our beautiful continent as we are doing this week at this Indaba. Already a lot is being done by regional economic blocs in the continent to promote regional integration, which has positive spin-offs for the economy, including tourism. At the African Union level, Africa is investing in infrastructure development projects that will help us to promote economic development, including tourism development. Africa, realizing its potential, has taken very serious decisions to connect all the countries, to soften the entry in the borders, to have the infrastructure at all sectors, so that tourists and business people who come to Africa must find Africa being user-friendly, and they must do business with us. One of the key goals is to work towards a seamless travel experience across the continent. I have the privilege of chairing the African Union's Presidential Infrastructure Coordinating Initiative as part of the new Partnership for Africa's Development, NAPAD. One of our key projects is to develop road and rail connectivity within the continent to make it easier to travel around Africa. Not just usual travel. We are planning to have the fastest train that will touch all the cities, the main cities, capital cities of the continent. We want Africa to be special. We want those who come to Africa feel like not going back, because Africa will be offering everything you need. We also need more aviation connectivity so that ultimately one does not need to fly to Europe first before reaching a North African destination from South Africa. Indeed, tourism is a new currency that ignites and unites our continent. We are looking forward to exciting times ahead for this industry in our continent. Africa has long been regarded as the world's Eden. The time has come to bring the world home to the cradle of mankind, Africa. Distinguished guests, distinguished delegates, participants, and exhibitors, we are extremely grateful for your continued support, your commitment to showcasing the best of Africa, or what is Africa, has to offer, and what Africa has to offer makes Africa's Travel Indaba the top trade show that buyers from around the world keep coming here for. To the buyers from all over the world, you are in for a treat. There are so many diverse products and exhibitors for you to see and interact with at this year's Indaba. I encourage you to make full use of all the networking events, to interact with exhibitors, to do business, and to close deals. This is business. In business, we do business. To the members of the media, thank you for helping to share the African success story and for inspiring tourists from all over the world to come and explore our country and Africa as a whole. I am confident that this show will lead to good business deals being closed and to meaningful interactions and engagements between participants. I also invite all of you to take time during and after the meetings to enjoy the pleasures of Durban and the Zulu Kingdom. Those who may not know, the molder and the builder of this part of South Africa and the group known as the Zulus was resident here in Durban, King Shaka. But also one of the greatest leaders, Chief Lutuli, whose this venue is named after, traveled around here. He lived just a few kilometers north of Durban. It's a wonderful place to be. South Africa and Africa. When business leaders were here on World Economic Forum, I described the beauty of this country. It's absolutely something out of this world. Many people travel to Johannesburg, Pretoria, and Cape Town, and they always believe they've come to the end of the world. The day they see Durban, its warmth, its warm seas, they realize we had not yet arrived. We now have arrived. But Africa is beautiful. Kilimanjaro, which two countries use as a tourist attraction, Tanzania and Kenya. It is on the side of Tanzania, but we in Kenya call the world to come and see Kilimanjaro, because when you are in Kenya, you see Kilimanjaro just across. What a beautiful continent. One day I was visiting Uganda, yes. and yes, and it is a beautiful country, evergreen, huge lake called Lake Victoria. I don't know why it was called Lake Victoria. I've been negotiating with my brother, President Museveni, to change it to the original name, because it does have its original name. And if for tourist attraction purposes, you can have the big board with the original name and the small printings aside, that this used to be Lake Victoria. So the tourists must know they have arrived. I was there admiring the beauty of Uganda, and I was telling big business. And I couldn't keep quiet, and I said, this country is beautiful. And the Ugandan brother who was with me agreed with me, said, yes, our country is beautiful. And he asked me a question, do you know why Uganda is beautiful? I said, well, I don't know. He says, simple. Uganda was the last country to be made by God when he made the world. God had a lot of material left overs. So he played around with it to make this country such a beautiful country and made this lake. Oh, I said, no wonder this country is so beautiful, Uganda. But this brother of mine continued and asked me the next question. He asked me, do you know where God went when he finished making Uganda? So I said, no, I don't know. So he said, he went to stay in Cape Town. So those who believe in God or Allah, they must know, if you come to South Africa, you have a possibility to see him. He stays in South Africa. Distinguished guests, it is my pleasure to declare the Africa's Travel Indaba 2017 officially opened. I thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, there you have it, the Tourism Indaba 2017 officially opened by the President, saying it's a wonderful way to celebrate Africa Month by showcasing our beautiful country. And of course, he did go off on a bit of a storytelling about our beautiful country, and also mentioned that after Durban hosted WEF Africa earlier this month, this of course is another great marketing opportunity. So the President welcoming people to the cultural melting pot that is South Africa, and of course Africa and the world coming together there at the trade show. There are 21 African countries on display at the Indaba, and it is the aim of our tourism industry, as the President was saying, to make South Africa one of the top 20 tourist destinations in the world. And of course, we'll be bringing you more on the Indaba as it continues throughout the week, which is of course an important driver for tourism, for job creation and for growing the economy. Stay with us. You're with the Midday Report. We'll take a short break. More coming up just after this.
Well, this is not 2010. Don't worry. It's just an announcement. Thank you very much, Minister, for giving me once again that opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been requested by the South African Tourism Board to inform you that they have decided on this place where we are today, Nkosi Albert Luthuli International Convention Center in Durban, KwaZulu-Natal, as the home of Africa's Travel Indaba for the next 5 years. Wonderful. Thank you.
Wow, wow.
I think it's all smiles around in case. Oh.
I should have said, if God is in Cape Town, Jesus must be here. Indaba.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Your presence here is great acknowledgement, confirmation, and elevation of the industry in growing the economy of our country and creating the much-needed jobs. I would now like to call the Executive Mayor of eThekwini, Councillor Zandile Gumede, to give us a vote of thanks.
President, Deputy Minister is fighting with me. She's saying I'm the executive mayor. For now, I'm not. I'm just the mayor. Program Director, His Excellency, President Baba Jacob Gedlehlekisa Mhlanganyelwa Zuma, our Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Baba Willis Thembinkosi Mchunu, our MEC for Etia, our Honorable Minister of Tourism, Ms. Thokozile Xhasa, and your deputy and other ministers that are with you. Minister Lindwe Zulu, I've seen you. KwaZulu-Natal MEC for Economic Development and Tourism, Baba Ukhuzeni Sihle Zikalala. With your MECs next to you, MEC Kaunda, MEC Dube Ncube, and others. Our ministers from all over the country, and I've seen our minister from Swaziland, ambassadors and our diplomatic corps, members of national and provincial legislatures, captains of industry, mayors and councillors, amakhosi who are with us, our international guests and friends, delegates of tourism Indaba, manene namanenekazi sanibona. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to join you this morning as we officially open our 2017 Tourism Indaba. Firstly, I would like to take this opportunity to give a special warm welcome to our international guests, hosted by buyers and trade partners. I want to believe that even during this chilly weather, the warmth of the people of Durban has kept you warm so far. As the city of Durban, we always look hosting these gatherings of key decision makers and influencers of the tourism industry. This is due to the legacy that hosting Indaba has created for the people of Durban and KwaZulu-Natal, especially with regards to the economic development agenda. Over the years, the tourism Indaba has become synonymous with Durban, and I'm sure that most of us here cannot imagine Indaba hosted anywhere, but you really, really love it to be hosted in Durban. It is for this reason that we are humbled that government has recognized the efforts that have invested in ensuring that we host a spectacle each time we were given an opportunity to host Indaba. Mr. President, Baba Msholozi, as the city of Durban and the province of KwaZulu-Natal, we are humbled by this continued show of confidence in our ability to host Indaba. We are more than excited about your announcement. I want to promise you now that over the next 5 years, we will raise the bar ngeke sakuphoxa, to a level where government will have no choice but to make Indaba a permanent Durban show. We will make Indaba one of the best tourism events internationally. In this regard, would like to thank the support that the Office of the Minister of Tourism and the KwaZulu-Natal Provincial Government, Siyabonga Macingwane, Siyabonga Nyandai Mkhonto for always be with us, Siyabonga Khuzeni, Siyabonga Minister wethu uXhasa, Siyabonga uNkosazana yethu small business who is always with us. Siyabonga our champion, Mrs. Nomusa Dube-Ncube, who is the champion president of eThekwini. If bekungeyena esilekelela esihwipha ngaba njeni. It is through their support that Durban has always been able to shine and deliver a best Indaba. Each and every year we are given an opportunity. In terms of readiness and capacity, I believe we have shown beyond reasonable doubt that Durban is Africa's leading tourism and events destination. Honorable President, hosting Indaba has allowed us to put Durban and KwaZulu-Natal in the global spotlight. This has allowed us to profile other parts of the province like Hluhluwe, Drakensberg, Isandlwana, that is Battlefield, how we capture sites, and many others. This shows that hosting Indaba has big impact to the general people of KwaZulu-Natal, even beyond the borders of Durban. Therefore, we appreciate that your government has decided to give us another opportunity to host the premier Pan-African tourism trade. Most importantly, I want to give a special message of gratitude to people of Durban KwaZulu-Natal tourism community. It is the passion that has been shown by the locals in working with us to grow tourism that allowed us to move our city forward. Today, Indaba attracts more than 7,000 delegates representing the top tourism products and experiences from all over Africa, as well as the world's leading travel buyers and industry. This includes key industry players from more than 17 African countries. This allows us to position Durban, KwaZulu-Natal as a gateway into Africa. Most importantly, we are able to increase the economic spin-offs and contribute to job creation. Ladies and gentlemen, Indaba contributes about 200 million into the economy of Durban, and over the past 26 years, these figures would have grown to almost 5 billion. Another important factor is that Indaba allows us to develop our products in line with global trends. Mr. President, we are happy that as Indaba returns to Durban, over the next 5 years, our city landscape would have changed drastically. We are anticipating that our new products like Ocean Umhlanga and King's Estate, among others, would have been completed. This will allow us to increase the impact of the tourism economy, the overall Durban experience. We are confident that this will bring billions into our economy. This is just one of many township products that I want to encourage our visitors. I just want to say to our international guests, welcome to Durban, the warmest place to be. Africa must unite. Together we can do more. Our President, Siyabonga.
I think I just got the mayoral hand there. I'm now going to call on the Deputy Minister. Deputy Minister, I'm just going to call on to you quickly.
Thank you, Program Director. Halala, Durban, halala. Halala, KwaZulu-Natal, halala. Hey, Premier ujabulile gabi. No mayor, would in the next 5 years, Program Director.
In South Africa, we like style, and we believe that this is going to be style that we'll see just now. The ringing of this bell marks the official opening of the trade show. I take pleasure in inviting His Excellency, Mr. Jacob Gedleyihlekisa Zuma, the President of the Republic of South Africa, to ring the bell.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated as the podium group takes their leave.